Shri, Akshay, Nawaz, really a big pleasure to have you on the show. Here's what I'm really curious about when it comes to mom. So, Akshay, you said that I'm very reclusive, but she's the queen of sort of non-communicating. Nawaz bhai, aap bhi itni baatein nahi karte hain. So how do three amazing actors who don't talk a lot make a film together? How does it work?
I think the material is in the script, no?
So you don't have to communicate, matlab, other than just in the shoot?
I think every actor has their own process of how they reach where they have to reach to. As you mentioned, since we're all known to be a little quiet, non-communicative, I think that's our process. And the little we needed to communicate with each other, we did. I think.
Yeah, of course we did. And we are lucky to have director Ravi, who's very easy to work with. So he helped us a lot.
वो बहुत ज़्यादा बोलते थे तो हम लोग बस एब्जॉर्ब करते थे उसको सुनते थे कि हाँ क्या है तो बाकी थोड़ा सा जैसे बाकी दूसरे एक्टर हैं उनके मुकाबले बहुत कम बातें होती थी
Actually, you said in an interview that, I'll never do a film where I can't score. But as actors, how do you score and at the same time don't overshadow co-actors, also serve the larger film? Is that a tough balance? How do you keep that when, it is an ensemble cast with more than one lead?
When I said score, what I really mean is, I will never take on a role where I feel I cannot add value. See, the job of an actor is basically to take what is on paper and add value to it, whatever value you can bring to it. So that's what I meant. But also you need to be selfish as an actor. You can't be a part of a film where you're not doing anything or you won't be noticed or your work won't be noticed. So that's all I was talking about. It's got nothing to do with competition.
So did you guys workshop or how do you break the ice? Do you have to break the ice? Even that's not required?
No, that never happened. No. We were like a normal.
You just show up and act. But you do that. You're famous. You're a legend for the on-off actor where and I've seen this. I was on the sets of Chandni back in the day and I've seen her sort of, as soon as Yashji would say action, it would be different. And then you just come back and sit quietly. How do you do that?
In this movie, I was on my toes the entire film.
Really?
Because working with such a great actors, it really kept me on my toes. And it's really wonderful to work with them.
With both of them, no?
Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
they're very, very fine actors.
Absolutely.
But you have been doing films now for 50 years. This is going to release on July 7th, which is the 50th year since you first went on a set as a child artist. This is your 300th film. When you've been in front of a camera for that long, how do you keep your emotions unrehearsed? How do you make your expressions new?
Well, I still feel like this is my first film. And I still feel like a newcomer.
Really? Is it still like butterflies in the stomach?
Yes, absolutely.
Wow. But do you have to keep that feeling alive or it's just there in you, that you're still nervous?
Well, every character you feel that you have to be honest and very spontaneous. That's what I believe in.
And that's what you followed. And has your acting changed a lot over these years? Or are you still inherently that same actor?
We have to keep changing with the time. So we can't just do the same thing. The times have changed, the films have changed, and you have to follow them.
But having said that, talking about a talent like Sridevi, she's one of the few actors in the Hindi film industry who over the years, you can take out her performances and it never looks jaded or old-fashioned. Although she's been working for 5 decades, her acting always looks today. Whether it's English for English or even in Mom. And I think that's a very rare quality which you see in very few artists. You have artists as seniors or even more senior than, but when they come on screen sometimes, in today's films, their performances look a little outdated, a little outdated, which she's managed to overcome, which is a huge achievement.
So, Nawaz, you had said that the reason you did this film was because you wanted to work with Sridevi. What did the two of you learn from working with her?
एक तो मैंने मैम का हर तरह की फिल्म देखी है, हर जॉनर की फिल्म और उसमें उस तरह की फिल्में भी देखी जो जब मैं देखता था तो बहुत डिफिकल्ट होता था कि यार ये इस तरह के छोटे छोटे नुआंसेस के फ्रैक्शन ऑफ सेकंड में वो बिल्कुल बदल जाती थी। बहुत सारी फिल्में ऐसी हैं जिसमें मैं शॉक हो जाता है, यार कोई कैसे कर सकता है ये सारी चीज़ें। तो और दूसरा ये था कि इतना सारा एक्सपीरियंस है, 300 फिल्में, मतलब इट्स अनबिलीवेबल।
It's unbelievable,
और
yeah.
उसके बावजूद भी अपने आप को जब मैं काम कर रहा था, कि जैसे मैम ने भी बताया कि ऐसा लग जाए फर्स्ट फिल्म, और वो दिखता है कि लगता है कि पहली फिल्म, वरना अगर मैं 60-70 पिक्चरें कर लूँ मेरे लिए तो अरे मैं ऐसे कर दूंगा यार, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं। लेकिन वो मैं पता चला कहीं ना कहीं मैं रिपीट कर रहा हूँ अपने आप को, ऐसा हो जाएगा मेरे साथ अगर मैं थोड़ा सा कॉन्फिडेंट हो जाऊँगा। बट अपने आप को लाइक जैसे सेट पे भी होता था, जब से सुबह से आती थी और शाम तक अपने आप को लाइक इन, क्योंकि और वो दिखता है, वो फिर वो चीज़ दिखती है स्क्रीन पे कि जो इमोशन को सस्टेन और जो मेंटेन किया है पूरी पिक्चर में, वो आई थिंक वो वही कर सकते जब वो आप अपने उसको पहले काम की तरह लें, वो तभी वो दिखता है।
Let me tell you one thing, because when I came to know I'm going to work with Nawazuddin ji, I was very keen to, looking forward to seeing what is his process is off screen.
So what is his process? What did you learn?
Oh God, he's so simple, quiet, and he's always within himself, even while preparing the shot. And once the camera is on, he's absolutely outstanding.
You have taken such long breaks from making movies. So when you come back on a set, is it like cycling? Do you never forget? Or do you have to break back into being an actor? How do you do it?
Every actor is different.
Yeah, but we don't feel that. I don't feel that gap.
You don't feel
I
it.
don't feel
You
it
can
all.
just come back and get on.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I think so.
And for you?
Same.
Same.
Really?
One doubts oneself if you take a little break or you take some time off. You're always a little nervous to get back, but it's that
You're there.
you can cycle. Like you made the analogy of cycling. So, but it is sometimes a little nervous if you take too long a break.
Nawaz bhai, unlike them, you've got 4 films coming in the next few months. Yours is matlab itni sari pictures. So how do you keep so many characters separate in your head on screen? How do you find different things for each one?
कभी कभी लाइक जैसे मंटो था तो मंटो है, या मॉम में क्या होता है जैसे गेटअप आ जाता था तो
That helps.
वो हेल्प करता था आपको कहीं ना कहीं, एक टोनल क्वालिटी या वो तो इस तरह की चीज़ें हेल्प करती है। तो बहुत सारे कैरेक्टर होते हैं जो बहुत ही लाइक आपके इनर को अफेक्ट करते हैं, तो उसके साथ थोड़ा सा रहना पड़ता है। जब तक एटलीस्ट फिल्म की शूटिंग है तब तक तो रहना पड़ता है। उसके बाद थोड़ा गैप अगर आ जाए तो वो बहुत अच्छा है। थोड़ा बीच में हुआ मेरे, लेकिन जो गैप नहीं आया बीच में दूसरी फिल्म के लिए, वो इतना कोई ख़ास अफेक्ट दूसरी फिल्म पे नहीं, जैसे मुन्ना माइकल के लिए तो मेरे पे इतना, क्योंकि मुझे मालूम है कि एक सर्टन उसमें मुझे करना है बहुत ज़्यादा लाइक जैसे रमन राघव है, या उतना बिल्कुल इन होके नहीं करना, थोड़ा सा अपने आप को मैं
उसमें डांसिंग करनी है।
हाँ, थोड़ा इधर उधर करके कर सकता हूँ मैं, मुझे मालूम था।
Shri Rishi Kapoor said about you in an interview, he said it's very hard to combine the legacy of what a senior actor brings with the demands of what the audience wants today. He said, but you've managed to do it. He said, I'm a character actor, but she's still the lead. How have you managed to do it?
Well, I don't know. Thanks to my directors and my producers who still believe in me.
But is this something that's important for you when you're choosing a film? Do you want to always be the lead?
No, it's not at all a conscious decision at all.
You don't care?
No, not at all. For me, the script, the plot, that's what matters.
None of you are now in that sort of that rat race of the Bollywood numbers game of who's up and who's down. So at this point in your careers, what do you seek from a movie? What do you look for?
A good movie where I can feel proud showing to my children.
Really? Is that important?
Yeah, absolutely.
That the girls have to approve?
It is not approval. I should feel nice about it, like sitting with them, along with them and watching the movie.
And for you, Akshay, what are you seeking?
It's more or less the same, I think. Just good work, good roles, good people to work with. That's the extent of my needs.
I was talking to Salman recently and he was saying how because he has such a massive fan following, he feels a great sense of responsibility कि screen पे what am I playing? Do you have any rules for yourself? Nawaz, you've played some fairly scary people on screen. Any rules for yourself on what you will do and what you won't do? I mean, if you're saying you need to be able to sit with your daughters and watch a film, are there things that are simply off the table that you won't do as an actor?
I would like to do a vamp role.
Really?
Yes, of
oh, I'd
course.
like to see that.
Yeah.
Totally evil, you can do
Totally evil.
it. Nawaz,
why
I can
not?
give you tips on that.
Yeah, of course.
When I saw Raman Raghav, I was afraid of him. I had to do an interview and I said, I don't know how to sit in front of you anymore. You creep me out so badly.
मैं खुद से ही अब बहुत जल्दी बोर हो जाता हूँ. अब बोर हो जाऊँगा अगर मैं एक तरह की दो तीन फिल्में एक ही थॉट की दो तीन तरह की फिल्में करने लगूँ. लाइक फॉर एग्जाम्पल जैसे मंटो किया तो बहुत ही लर्नेड, बहुत ही समझदार किस्म का. एट द सेम टाइम वो इतना बेशरम आदमी. तो कभी कभी क्या होता है, ऑफकोर्स जो बहुत बड़े वो होते हैं स्टार, उनको अपनी इमेज का फिक्र होता है डेफिनेटली. तो एटलीस्ट मैं वहाँ से बचा हुआ हूँ. मैं कुछ भी कर सकता हूँ, बहुत बेशरम रोल भी कर सकता हूँ जिसको करते हुए लोगों को डर लगता हो कि यार ये सब बकवास चीज़ है, ये सब नहीं करूँ. लेकिन रमन राघव में मुझे बहुत गालियाँ पड़ी मुझे जब लोग देख के गए थे, स्पेशली फीमेल ने तो बहुत ही गालियाँ दी मुझे. कितने गंदे गंदे रोल करते हो, अच्छी हम नहीं देखना चाहते इस तरह की फिल्म.
But amazing. It was outstanding.
It was so good.
पर मुझे मज़ा आता है इस तरह के इमेज ब्रेक करना खुद की अपने. चाहे मैं भले ही कैसा भी थोड़ा बहुत जो भी करने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ वो ना हो, बट खुद को सेटिस्फेक्शन मिलता है कि अच्छा हुआ मैंने इस तरह का बेशरम रोल किया, अब ये करूँगा, अब वो करूँगा. इस तरह का खुद का ही है अपना छोटा सा जो वर्ल्ड है, जो भी है.
रेपिटेशन नहीं होना चाहिए.
हाँ, एटलीस्ट खुद को ये तो फील होता है कि मैं रेपिटेटिव नहीं कर रहा हूँ.
और कभी डर लगता है कि ये मतलब हद से ज्यादा डार्क हो गया? वैसे कोई ख्याल
नहीं, मैं तो चाहता हूँ और ज़्यादा करूँ.
So next movie, you as vamp and you as villain. We've cast this actually. We've done it.
Total contrast.
मैंने तो इवन बहुत सारी स्क्रिप्ट, एक दो स्क्रिप्ट ऐसी आई थी जिसमें बहुत ही ज़्यादा मर्डर और ब्लड ये वो सब था. मैं तो रेडी हूँ करने के लिए, अब तू प्रोड्यूसर को लिया. कोई नहीं आया, नहीं मिला.
You know, you talked about your daughters, and I've read many interviews in which you said that you would actually prefer that they get married rather than become actors. But, you know, your daughter's already a public person now and she will be an actor. So how are you handling that?
Well, her happiness is my happiness as a mother, how my mother supported me. So I'm there for her. I will support her.
And all your experience of the 300 films, what are you telling her? What's the one rule that an actor needs to follow?
Well, the success or failure, she has to able to face that, handle that.
Is that the toughest thing about being an actor? This whole sort of, you know, this pendulum of mad success and then awful failure?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's the hardest thing.
It's the hardest thing.
Actually, have you managed by doing fewer films to stay out of this kind of, you know, the swings up and down, all of that? You've always kept a distance?
But I feel it's very important for any artist, forget an actor, any artist, whether you're a painter, dancer, singer, poet, writer, anything, composer, is to keep an equidistance between success and failure both. And just keep the focus on the work. Because success will come and failure will come.
Will come, absolutely.
As long as you don't let both affect you too much. Because dealing with success is actually sometimes more difficult than dealing with failure.
Really?
See it all the time.
Thank you so much. Thank you. If you like this video, subscribe to Film Companion. We will bring you all that's new and exciting in the movies.